Sometimes before the show, I like just sitting here reading chat. You guys are funny as hell. Hey guys, how you doing tonight? Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey. And you're right. I said we'd be either really early or really late, and we are really, really late. A whole freaking day's worth. Hi guys, how are you? I hope you're well. We might get a game stream today. You know, a retro probably. I just haven't decided which game stream or what game I'm going to play because last night, the whole reason nothing happened, still trying to fix my sleep schedule, and it went to a weird place. And I get up and I'm ready to stream and stuff, and the weather's not cooperating. We're in the middle of the last gasp of winter. I'm hoping it's the last gasp because this is Michigan, and we've had snow as late as June before, but we have several storms this week, and not even really bad ones. Today's is supposed to be the worst of the ones we're getting. It said we were gonna get 7 inches of snow, and then they changed it to like, no, you're getting 3 inches of snow. You know, kind of like Lady Monkey heard she was getting 7 and only got 3. Sorry, babe, I lied. No, I amused myself. Anyway, so with doing all of the streaming on the satellite lately, it has made it a bit of an issue anytime that happens. So yeah, I ended up not doing anything, and I was like, you know what, I should fire up Crusader Kings 3 because I haven't played that in a while, and we were talking about it the other day. And oh my god, I spent all freaking day playing a round of that and trying to take over Ireland. It was a whole thing. Non-gamers won't care, so we're just gonna move on. It was just funny. It was funny as shit. The best part of it, I become king of Ireland. I become the first king of Ireland. And then my family turned against me and gave it to this other broad. And so I killed her baby and then her. I don't even feel bad about it. I told you guys I don't like to do mean things in video games, but they killed my child, so it was like revenge. That's how deep this game gets if you're into strategy gaming. You can basically play Game of Thrones shit on it, but it's not in like 3D, so most people will never ever take the time to enjoy what it is. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about news, and well, I mean, we're here to talk about whatever the hell I want to talk about. So that was wrong. I apologize. We are going to talk about others. You guys ever see something just so stupid it makes your brain go? I had one of those moments not long before we started tonight's show. I was reading about they're trying to get a ballot initiative out there in California to basically repeal Prop 47. Prop 47 was a 2014 law, I think. You know, we can bring it up on the old teleprompter here. It's not a teleprompter, it's a computer. I have it open still because I wanted to highlight a specific part of it. Here we go. So a new proposed ballot measure may give California a chance to repeal the highly contentious Proposition 47, which lessened the charges associated with nonviolent property crimes and drug possession. The law made some nonviolent property crimes, where the value does not exceed $950, into misdemeanors. This is not to be confused with when all of this happened with San Francisco. What really blows up maybe 4-5 years ago now. This is why that all blew up, but this isn't that exactly. I'll explain in a minute. It also made simple drug possession offenses into misdemeanors, according to the Los Angeles Public Defender. It also provided that past convictions for these charges may be reduced to a misdemeanor by a court. Okay, so this law makes it so that stealing up to $950 or breaking something up to $950 is now a misdemeanor. Didn't it used to be like $250? It was either $250 or $400, I forget. But they changed it because I'm not making this up, because of inflation. That's how they sold this. And then a few years later is when we get San Francisco actually announcing, hey, we're not really going to arrest people for this. So it's related to this, but that's not exactly what happened there. The reason we saw the retail theft go up so high at that point is because they basically said, yeah, come on, go ahead and steal. Because of this law, we're not going to do anything about it anyway. It's a misdemeanor. We'll give you a ticket maybe. And it's a combination of the two that made the big problem. But they also have that drug part in there. And under former laws, you had things like your three strike laws. Um, they're basically trying to do that again. What they want to do is like if you get caught three times in a row on a misdemeanor, the same misdemeanor, then it becomes a felony, and a subsequent one is real prison time, not jail time, prison time. They're gonna send your ass to jail, and all of that is just your political machinations. But this is the part I really wanted to get to. This is the defenders of it. However, people who support the proposition say the real root of the crime issue is a growing rate of poverty in the United States. Dun dun dun. They also say the original purpose of Prop 47 was never to reduce theft or drug use, but rather to reduce mass incarceration. I mean, in that case, yeah, it worked. You stop sending people to jail for, breaking the law. You could get rid of all incarceration, actually. Just get rid of all of it by declaring that you can do anything you want in California at any time. Think about how progressive you'll be then in an anarchy state with no rules. We're trying to reduce the mass incarceration. All right, fair enough. But this is the part that got me, is the highlighted text there. We've been able to cut the number of people that are going into prison, increase the number of people that are in careers, and enhance our public safety, said Sam Lewis, the CEO of Anti-Recidivism Coalition, which uses funds from Prop 47 for prison rehabilitation programs and reentry services. It's a red herring. It's a way to scare people to want to change something. Lewis says that the proposed ballot measure is unnecessary and doesn't target the root of the problem. The driver of mass incarceration is poverty. That's where my brain went. What? Didn't you just tell us in that first highlighted paragraph there that you increased the number of people that had careers? If the crime rate is shooting up because of poverty, and you guys have increased the number of people who have careers, not jobs, y'all. This isn't like a seasonal job or a part-time. They had careers. How the fuck are they now so poor they still got to go steal? The driver, when we look at some of these retail thefts, is poverty. Did you guys see the news on that? That they're inside a retail theft ring out there in California, where these people who are just so destitute they're having to do this theft. Well, they're just doing the old mob thing. They're stealing it and reselling it, but they're reselling it on Facebook and I swear it said Craigslist, but is Craigslist still a thing? Whatever. All they're doing is they're flipping eBay. Maybe it said eBay. They're flipping it online. They're stealing it and flipping it. That's what the mob used to do, or still does in some cases. It's hijacking, basically. Like, we need it because we're poor. Did you try getting one of those careers? I just don't know how you say that. Because look, I don't have the video of this, but I guarantee you this was all said together within minutes of each other. And he goes from, hey, this is actually working really well. We're getting these people careers, to they're just so poor they have to do it. That's what's causing. You're so poor, you're stealing some actual bread so you can feed your kid. Shouldn't do it, but I understand it. I do. When you're, knocking over Gucci stores so you can sell that shit online for hundreds or thousands of dollars, I have no real sympathy for you. You're just a criminal at that point. Damn those poor Italian mobsters, right? Right? When they were hijacking trucks in Goodfellas, man, they were just poor. They didn't want to be poor. You can't. Yeah, they were wearing silk suits, but if they didn't steal that stuff, they would have been wearing polyester like everyone else. You don't want criminals to have to live like the peasants, do you? I saw this and it's just so fucking asinine. What's up, Jack? How you doing, my friend?
Oh, good. How you doing?
I'm all right. No real complaints here.
No, good.
Keldrick, thank you. You have to understand, Monkey, they need those televisions and luxury handbags for food. They eat leather and LED screens, you know? Yeah.
It's true.
I don't know if you were listening, Jack, but yeah, you have this Proposition 47 out there in California that they're trying to overturn. It's the one that allowed San Francisco to say, yeah, we're not going to really prosecute you if you steal $950.
Yeah, the looter's paradise one.
And this fucking idiot, he says that 47 made it so they could get more people into careers and that the retail theft issue is poverty. I don't know how those two things worked out, but the same asshole said it.
Well,
Yeah.
it's one way to look at it, I guess.
There's so many times where I'm reading through a news story. This is why you guys really should read beyond the headlines. What's up, Pat? How you doing, my friend?
Hi, Pat.
I need to do this. Retro, thank you for the donation last night. It allowed me to get my game. But before I could get the game, thank you to Aaron who just bought it for me. I appreciate it. You guys did not have to do that. Retro, your money is now going into my fund for Prison Architect 2, which comes out in May. So I appreciate it, guys. You guys did not have to do that, but I will never tell you not to give me Steam or video games. I'm just saying. Thank you, guys. I really, really do appreciate it. I still haven't loaded up that. I have it ready to play, Jack, but I haven't turned it on yet because I've had other things going on. Mostly, I was playing a different video game.
I have a life. I have cool stuff to do.
I did go hang out with my wife and Kitty Cat today.
Oh, how'd that go?
Very good. Until Phoebe decided it was time for Dad to go back downstairs. What she does is I'll go up there. Like I went up and had dinner, right? I'm sitting there eating dinner with my wife and son. And about halfway through, Phoebe's like, all right, you've been up here too long. It's time for you to go. So she starts doing these circles around me. And then she jumps on the end of the table. She sniffs a little bit and then she lays down looking towards the stairs. And that is my cue that, hey, you're supposed to be downstairs, old fat white man.
Wow.
My life is controlled mostly by a cat.
That's sad, dude.
But she's so cute.
I can't believe you let a cat tell you what to do. So I was playing with Rico, and he was like, "Get me a treat," and I was like, "Okay."
Pet owners know. We all know. Anyway, so with this, guys, I really do hope this passes. Right now, they're still just trying to get the signatures for the ballot to get this on the ballot. And we'll see what happens with it. I think I saw that they have like 600,000. I don't know how many they need, or maybe they need 600,000 and they're really close to it. But for the sake of California, for those of you out there, I really do hope that, and yes, Mr. Hugh, I absolutely did obey. I finished my dinner first, though. I'm not a complete pushover. Here's the thing, if this does get on there and pass, though, Jack, it's still going to be up to the DAs whether or not they prosecute.
Yeah, this is really a problem with the law enforcement, prosecutorial end, and the judges.
Yep.
Because if they would just ignore the bullshit and start giving people some sentences, it would be that big of a deal. This bill was asinine to begin with, but there's other ways to prosecute people.
The mere fact that none of these people that have been caught in the big retail theft rings have been hit with like RICO violations. I don't like the RICO laws, but they're there. And when you have no other law, I understand.
Yeah. Yeah. When you have no other resort, you should be using everything in your legal toolbox.
You don't even have to go to RICO. You could just go to regular, not cooperation. What's the word? I had it just
organized
a second ago.
Crime.
Yeah. Conspiracy. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah. Yeah. It's asinine. But they're too busy hunting down like innocent people out there, and that aren't doing. Oh, you wouldn't let some minnow go upstream.
Yeah.
You use too much water, but let's ignore the thousands of dollars of theft going on right next door. Fucking dumb.
Wes says so. It's
That's what? Monkey?
bitch.
Monkey? What?
Ah, god damn it. We have another storm moving in tonight, Jack. So we'll see. We might have to switch to the 18 and see what happens.
Okay.
But no, this isn't exactly signifying nothing, Wes. This does allow for the prosecutors who want to do their job to do their job. So, like, let's say you live in Northern California, which tends to be less, what's the word I'm looking for here? Absolutely retarded. And you have a prosecutor up there who's got people who are stealing $948 and his hands are tied. Like, I guess we give him a ticket. This makes it so he's like, nah, fuck that. Now we can send them to prison. So it's gonna not matter.
Woo, that's exciting. All that silence. All right, what do we got here? A non-Soros DA? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, nobody's in Rumble chat today? What? So what's going on, guys? I was sleeping for a little while, so I'm a little tired. Monkey's probably switching over to his other internet as we speak. Well, let's see. There's all sorts of crazy stuff going on. I'm so alone. I'm so lonely. My internet's run like shit too, so bear with me while I find something interesting to talk about. British Museum is putting warning labels on landscape paintings after complaint that countrysides are racist and invoke dark nationalistic feelings.
What?
Yeah, Cambridge is backing this. A British Museum backed by Cambridge replaced the signage for its landscape paintings and began putting warning labels on them over fears they could evoke racist and dark nationalistic feelings.
Oh, for God's sake.
Yeah, it's the Fitzwilliam Museum. How British does that sound? Or slightly German. In mid-March, so this just happened, changed the signage. It reads, landscape paintings were always entangled with national identity. The countryside was seen as a direct link to the past and therefore a true reflection of the essence of a nation. Paintings showing rolling English hills or lush French fields reinforced loyalty and pride towards the homeland. The darker side of evoking this nationalist feeling is the implication that only those with a historical tie to the land have a right to belong. That's right. Get out, Romans.
Huh.
I read the first article on this that was analyzing the dark nationalistic feelings. And I was like, well, this is retarded. But somebody actually did something about it and changed the signage. So
I don't understand how landscapes are nationalistic.
they're tied to a specific land. Yeah,
I
you look at the
mean-
Rocky Mountains, you're like, those are the Rocky Mountains. You look at Mount St. Helens, you're like, that's Mount St. Helens in the United States. And suddenly eagles will soar and caw, or whatever sound eagles make. I don't know.
I'm being quite honest with you. I couldn't tell the Rockies from the Appalachians if I was paid to.
Commie! Oh, I don't know. Look, this is just more stupid bullshit to say white people bad, and you need to be ashamed of where you're from.
Ranting Monkey, did you see the complaints about Dragon's Dogma 2? Do you know how much is true? I saw the complaints, and it is true what they're complaining about. We'll get to that in a minute, though. I really don't. Why are these people such pussies, man?
I don't know.
How are they so easily triggered about everything?
I don't know, because they constantly find the most inane things to be upset about, like the nitpicking. Until it is complete perfection for every single individual, it will never be good enough.
I just don't get it. I really don't.
Yeah. Let me read a
Well,
thing
yeah,
here.
but before you do, I do understand some micro aggressions, at, at least where they come from. I think they're stupid, but they make this is just retarded. Go ahead.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
No, nature's racist. We all established that. Hey Jess, how you doing? Welcome to Rumble Chat, where it's just you and me. It also claimed that Britain's green spaces were perceived to be influenced by white British cultural values, and that ideas of such a white space prevents
Wait,
people of color from enjoying the outdoors.
hang on. Pat, you're a black man. Do you hate trees? Do you look at grass and go, fuck this grass shit?
Well, according to some of the articles that I read on environmental racism,
Oh,
black people aren't allowed to go out to nature because
yeah.
that's what rich white people do. Which explains all of Appalachia, where there's all those people that live in trailers. Those are just the super wealthy. Yeah, just go drive through like Eastern Kentucky and tell me about all the multi-millionaires that live there.
Oh, Ebony's here too. Ebony, do you see the outdoors and just go, fucking whitey?
Yeah, trees, white supremacists.
Christ.
Yeah. So Luke Sison, the director of the museum, pushed back on claims that the transition was not woke or radical chic. Quote, I would love to think that there's a way of telling these larger, more inclusive histories that doesn't feel as if it requires a pushback from those who try to suggest that any interest at all in this work is what we now call woke.
It is what you call woke.
Yeah, it absolutely is. But they used to call themselves woke, but now it's got a stigma, you know, like retard.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So they don't like that anymore. He previously told The Guardian, being inclusive and representative should be controversial. It should be enriching. We should all welcome the opportunity to understand each other better through the eyes of great makers and artists.
Hold that thought. Comrade Kitty, thank you. I thought only cotton fields invoked racism. No, trees will do it because they used to lynch people hanging from trees. So that part, I mean, at least I don't want to say I can see their argument, but it's not completely empty like this one is. They're just saying the outdoors is bad because Negroes ain't allowed there.
It's fucking dumb.
I'll be honest with you, man. When I was a kid, Jack, all of us, and I lived in a multiracial area, Filipino, black, white, we were all outside playing. And not once did any of my friends go, why are we in this white space?
Yeah, I can't go out there. There's trees there. I mean, this is the same mentality that all black people live in urban areas and in the hood.
And there are black towns littered all through small town America.
Yeah, especially in the South.
Yeah.
So this is dumb. These people are stupid. Britain is full of a bunch of self-loathing crybabies. And yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Well, you're breaking up again.
Uh-oh. Yeah, sorry about that.
That's right.
Both of them because there's water involved. Anyway, I don't understand how changing that the sign for it made it more inclusive.
I'm not sure. Inclusion seems to be a very nebulous thing.
This is the English.
Dude, you should drop out and come back in. You are really breaking up.
We're just trying to be inclusive. How is it inclusive?
It's inclusive because it said so. They make these asinine rules because they're crazy people. This is crazy people logic. Like, if I change the sign, it makes it somehow not as racist. It's not racist to begin with. Yes, it is. I said so. That's not a logical reasoning.
Good God, man. I don't get it. I
don't either. But I just was filling some time while you were gone. So derailed what you were doing there.
No, that's fine.
Yeah,
I'm
you are ducking in and out.
realizing that
You're
I'm on
roboting
these
really bad.
satellites, so I have to close a few
Yeah.
things in the back.
Yeah.
Well, worst case, we'll just cancel this and do a show tomorrow.
No, I'm poor. Fuck that. We're already here, damn it.
All right, I have everything
Oh, this is
possible
bad.
turned off in the background, so hopefully it works better. Anyhow, Jack, where's that other stupid one from today?
Did you see the
Oh,
video?
you know what? Let me address what we. Well, yeah, I don't know if we can watch it though because we're on
Yeah.
the. I mean, we're already having issues. We can talk about it and pull it on the screen. No, to address the Dragon's Dogma 2 thing. So the game releases and everybody's pissed off about it, not because of the game itself. There's a bunch of people pissed off because Capcom, the people who made it, have a bunch of basically microtransactions in the game. You don't have to use them, but they have these things that are called like Rift Crystals, which is a in-game currency, which was in the first game, and they were kind of hard to get. So you had to sit there and grind for them. And Capcom was like, some gamers will pay us for these. So they sell a little package where you can buy them. You can buy where you can change your character's look, which that one is kind of stupid, but you weren't. Would it be better if you just can't change it at all? Just don't use the shit. They're selling those items because people will buy them, and unless it's game breaking, I don't have any problem with game companies charging people for things. It's a single player game, so it's not like you're getting some advantage over other people in a competitive environment. If you're dumb enough to buy that shit, by all means, go buy that shit. And the rest of you, stop whining that you're not dumb enough. For fuck's sake. Like this thing that I don't have to use costs money. Say the first part again. So I see all the people whining about it. I think it's a bunch of whiny little babies, especially the game just came out. You can make any character you want. You can the amount of changes that you can make to the character customization is amazing. Take your time and make the character you want and stop your bitching.
What?
They have all this expensive stuff. Well, then don't. The anti-cheat complaints. The anti-cheat complaints. Now, that part I have not got to actually experience myself to know what they're talking about there. I don't know why you need an anti-cheat in an off or in a single player game. And I kind of get it. They don't want you cheating their game, but I'm still not happy with game companies like you're just basically renting the game. You don't own it. I have a problem with that, but the U.S. Legal system doesn't seem to be caring. So I don't like microtransactions in my big games. Then don't use them. I remember when WoW started introducing like the pets and stuff, and so many people got mad. They have microtransactions in the game. Literally didn't help anything. It was all cosmetic. You don't have to do it. But they have it.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's just blatant money grabbing. I mean, it's constant shilling. It's like going to a sports event and there's always some asshole trying to sell you a hot dog. But again, you're not required to have them, and if they're not affecting gameplay, it's just a douchey thing that they add on.
Yeah. Rift crystals used to be exclusively for buying new pawns. Don't like the Rift crystals are for changing your appearance, but Rift crystals can be grinded and awarded for your pawn helping others. Yeah. So yeah, I've seen a claim that the de novo anti-cheat counts every new game as an new activation bricking accounts. I would have to look into that one further because that part I haven't seen. How many people have made new characters? The game just released yesterday. It went live on PC at what, like 8 o'clock last night? How many people have bricked their accounts by already making brand new characters over and over again? I don't know. We'll have to see what happens with it. But if you cheat and make a strong pawn, it can affect other players. You know what, Black Romeo? That's true. Because, Jack, in this game, just a quick explanation of that. It's a single player game, and you get a party, but they're within the game, and they're called pawns. You make a pawn, and your pawn runs around with you, and other people can basically rent it out through these things called rifts, where they go in and you look and you find one you like. And so if you're cheating to build a really good pawn, it will give you an advantage because you get paid based on those with the rift crystals. So yeah, I can see the anti-cheat in that case. That makes sense.
Oh, so you're a pimp.
You're kind of a pimp. Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, enough about that. I want to talk about long COVID because this just made me laugh my ass off. So I laughed at long COVID. The only thing I needed to know about long COVID to know it wasn't real is that Taylor Lorenz claims to have it. Damn Monk, your shitty internet took me out too. Yeah. But anyway, so long COVID is not proven. It's not proven. But Miss Ariana Presley, she decided that she was going to go out there and pimp for it because apparently we even have a long COVID day now. Because of course we do.
What?
Yeah, it's the day to remember the long COVID sufferers.
Do we have a fibromyalgia awareness day too?
We probably do. We probably have a fibromyalgia week these days.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just pull it on the screen again. Sorry, guys. Shitty internet, but hopefully it'll last enough for. There we go. Long COVID is a growing crisis in our communities, and we can't leave our hashtag long haulers behind. On hashtag Long COVID Awareness Day, I'm calling on Congress to take action to hashtag treat long COVID and provide our long haulers the support and care they deserve. Long haulers are truckers.
More than happy to, yeah, I'd be more than happy to support the truckers, but not this nonsense.
But my favorite part of this whole thing, this is an article going over the fact that they can't really find it, and there's no way to really tell it that hey, yeah, that's long COVID, and that some of the reported symptoms of long COVID are no different than symptoms from any other respiratory disease. For instance, hey Nuts, how you doing, sweetie? Let me give you a for instance here. Last time I had pneumonia, it manifested. The way I knew that there was a problem, Jack, is right next to my sternum, between my nipple and my sternum, but right up against my sternum. There was this horrible pain. Even after treatment, even after I was better, for 2 fucking years. If I started breathing too heavy, like I ran or something, overexerted myself, that pain came back. I could push on my chest in that spot and cause pain. It took 2 years for that to go away. Apparently, I had long pneumonia. But my favorite part of this is right down here. They're going through all of these different studies about long COVID, even controlling for false negatives and the possibility of fading antibody response. Researchers in MedRxiv, Med Prescription 4, I guess, I don't know, found that many long COVID sufferers, quote, never had COVID-19 to begin with.
Oh my God.
Yeah, all of these people with the long COVID never had short COVID.
Oh, based on that, then everybody with myocarditis never had COVID either, I bet. But they all got the shot.
It's called some lung scarring. Yeah, you can scar your lungs, but like most things, your body does heal. But yeah, this is such nonsense, man. And we're out there like it is very much like fibro with these people. Like, I have symptoms. And this talks about it at great length. None of the symptoms are the same.
No, this is called attention seekers hypochondria.
Yes,
And
it is a hypochondriac's dream.
yeah, I need attention right now, so I have the long COVID. We all know people like this that will just say whatever to get attention. Like,
Well, I bring up Taylor Lorenz because she's one of the greatest examples of this.
yeah,
She has to completely isolate herself and wear a mask in the outdoor space unless she's hanging out with washed up actresses and trannies. When I say tranny, I meant cars.
yes, she goes
Yeah.
to car shows a lot. I hear.
Yeah. She's big on the 6 on the stick. Anyhow, it's just amazing to me that these people like, I have the long COVID. You never have COVID. You never had COVID. Doctors just don't listen to me. I guarantee you some of them have said that. This is the reason they point out even controlling for fading antibodies. Because remember the whole thing with COVID? The antibodies only last for 10 seconds. That's why you need the shot.
You need 10 of them.
Which flies in the face of everything we know about antibodies. But no, the antibodies fade. Even controlling for that, many of these people never fucking had COVID to begin with. Like, no, you just didn't have it. But I feel so down. Don't you feel sorry for me? That's probably fibro. You'll be all right. This is kind of like the PCOS thing. Any of these diseases that you can't actually test for, where the test for it is ruling out everything else, so they just throw it together. I'm not saying they're not real. Long COVID's not real. I'm telling you that. But something like fibro, I'm willing to believe fibro is a thing. I'm not willing to believe 99% of the people I see online who claim to have it actually have it.
Well, of course. Yeah, I'm aware of the possibility of a medical thingy like that, but I just don't believe these people.
Yeah, especially when it's like, how are you diagnosed? Oh, I read it online.
Yeah, self-diagnosis. That's like when Amberlynn Reed gave herself ASMR. Oh, I've been diagnosed with ASMR. What? You don't know what that is, do you?
I'm sorry. She was diagnosed with whispering into microphones?
Yes.
Okay.
She didn't know what ASMR was, pretty clearly. But somebody said, do you have ASMR? Oh, yeah, I've been diagnosed with that.
Wow. I mean, we've seen this with psychological ones are the ones that are most commonly what's the word I'm looking for? Claimed, I guess.
Yeah.
Especially things like my example was bipolar syndrome. I hear that one so often. I have bipolar disorder. Yeah, how do you know? I sometimes get sad and I sometimes get happy.
And I'm very indecisive.
Oh, did you talk to a doctor about? No, man. Yeah, I didn't think so. Don't self-diagnose.
That's bad, Kai.
Self-diagnosis only works if you're honest and smart. And most people are not honest enough about it when they're looking. When you're out there looking to find out what's wrong with you, chances are it's not just that you're that sick, because your ass would go to a doctor. I'm just so sick. What is WebMD says this one can't be proven. It's what I have.
I have the nebulous one. Yeah, I've got it, Monkey. It's not that they didn't get COVID. They got COVID X, which came from Planet X, which is the 10th planet in the solar system. And it was obviously a really sneaky form of COVID that nobody can find yet because I'm so special and unique. That's what this is.
Ken Lee says, I have self-diagnosis syndrome. Yes. It's used to be called manic depressive. They're changing definitions and terms. Well, even that, I mean, if when it was called that, we had the internet, you would literally have everybody out there going, I'm manic. See, this is what gets some people into trouble because depression is a real thing. I don't
Mhm.
believe most people who say they have depression actually do. I
Yeah,
get sad sometimes. That's not depression, that's humanity.
yeah. Maybe you should work on improving your life instead of just complaining.
Yeah, you're fucking bored. Go find something to do.
Yeah,
Pe-
stay off WebMD and go outside and go for a walk or do something active because that makes a big difference. And stop diagnosing yourself.
My aunt was a fucking hypochondriac. I hate hypochondriacs. I'm fairly certain at one point she had testicular cancer. That's how bad hers was. I mean, she suffered, man. But yeah, the long COVID, we've been talking about this pretty much since I first heard of it. I
Mhm.
don't believe it's real. And doctors are now finding, yeah, it's not real. But you know what? The federal government gives a lot of money to people to be looking into COVID-19 long disease because some idiots claim they had it based on literally no scientific evidence whatsoever.
There
Uh,
is an opportunity here, though, Monkey.
oh, is there?
Yes, there is. There's a big opportunity. Somebody should get a large black man with a huge dick, name him Long COVID, and make porn about it.
And
It could
then
be
go
like
ask
Long Dong
Anita Hill.
Stover. I mean, this is a whole career opportunity here.
Long COVID silver. That's what we need.
Yeah, yeah. There's absolutely a career opportunity here. I've had long COVID. She just walks funny.
I feel like that's what Taylor Lorenz really needs. Rogue Thought says, got to keep the fear alive. True.
Yeah,
Plus, I
that
mean,
is part of it too.
if you're the one person who's listening to these crazies and being like, oh my God, I feel so bad for what you're going through, you're getting the votes, man.
Yeah.
You're getting those
There
votes.
are people out there that are just overly sympathetic to
Oh,
everything
yeah.
too. That is quite a problem these days.
Sometimes you need to look at these people and just go, grow up. Grow up. Stop being a
Yeah.
bitch.
Or you could do what some of us do and point at them and go, fake, and then make them cry.
Make them cry. All right, let's move on to this video. This one's not that important to see, so we can we'll see how well it does on the AT&T here, Jack.
Yeah.
Trump attacks judge running out of time to get $464 million bond.
Oh,
In order to have an appeal there for his case, he's got to put down a massive bond. And then if he wins, he'll get it back. And there's a bunch of people, see, I thought he was a billionaire. How come he can't get that money? As we've told you many times, being a billionaire is mostly on paper. That most of these people are not liquid. They don't have $1 billion in cash.
I highly doubt Elon Musk has that much money on hand in cash because it would be ridiculous to have that much money on cash.
It would be irresponsible to have that much money in cash. Even if you kept it in banks, the FDIC only backs up $250K.
Yep. So unless you have a lot of accounts, I doubt the average bank even has that much money.
Yeah. You don't keep that much liquid.
No. Real fast. Thank you, Keldrick. Jordan Peterson used to make a great point about the difference between depression and the life kind of sucking sometimes. Usually you're not depressed, your life just sucks a little, and it's okay to be sad when life kind of sucks. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. There's a massive difference from actual depression and, well, my life blows a little bit.
For me, it's very much like the migraine thing. Nobody ever has a headache anymore, Jack. Everybody has a migraine.
Oh, it's the worst this ever.
It's just that. I mean, yes, sometimes you get sad. Sometimes you get bored. The human experience is not all sunshine and roses.
Yeah.
But then you get to no, I'm depressed. Really? I see you got up and dressed every day for the last 2 years. You're horribly depressed, huh? That would be atypical, Jack.
Yeah.
I'm arguing with people online because shut up. Real people really have depression. You are making a mockery of what they go through, and fuck you for doing so.
Yeah, it's crippling.
It is not just, oh my god, I feel a little down today.
But to the video we're about to watch, the Eighth Amendment should have precluded them from giving this big of a fine.
Yeah, the Eighth Amendment is the amendment against cruel and unusual punishment. I would be interested to see how a challenge to this on the Eighth Amendment would go. $464 million over. It gets even worse. Let's watch the video first so we can have the context.
Yeah.
We got hit for the news video last night. We got a content claim.
What?
Yeah.
That's stupid.
That's the first time I've ever got it for a small time news thing. And it's just a claim, so I don't really care, but it was shocking. I was like, oh God, what did we do last night? And then I saw what it was. Like, go fuck yourself.
You need at least 30 days to get any of these properties sold. But the property that you alluded to, Mar-a-Lago, potentially that could be something that could be sold quickly. I think the valuation is something in the hundreds of millions. And
we just need to stop right there for a second, Jack.
Yeah, that's what got me too.
The valuation of Mar-a-Lago is in the hundreds of millions. Didn't Trump get found guilty for overvaluing that for like
yeah,
I think it said 100 million, and they're like, no, it's only worth 18.
Yeah, the judge said it was only worth 18. So how is it now suddenly worth hundreds of millions? Because CNN backed him up. They were saying that same kind of shit.
Yeah. How does not do sell Mar-a-Lago quickly? She gives an answer to that. She goes on, and I don't think that we necessarily need to watch any more of this. She goes on to tell us that you could get overseas investors to come in and buy it within like a month.
You mean foreign influence? So
foreign
that
influence,
they can accuse them of being bought and paid for by the foreigners?
That is her thing. And she says that she thinks you can get up to 250 million for it. For a property that's only worth 18 million. Hey, Jack, let me ask you this. Who's going to take out the loan in the amount of $250 million to buy this? When you have to put on your bank, on the bank loan thing, it's only worth 18 million.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Further, who's going to give him that? Who's going to be able to come up with that money? Because no bank is going to give it to Trump, because then they'll be a target of an investigation too.
This is the punishment absolutely should fall under the Eighth Amendment.
Yeah,
for
this
cruel
is an
and unusual.
egregious fine, which you can't do under the Eighth Amendment, and it's making it impossible for him to do any business in New York ever again, because no bank is going to want to deal with them, even if they're just the middleman, transferring the money around, because now they're subject to investigation because they're associated with Trump.
And nobody's going to have the cash on hand, so they would have to go to a bank, and no bank is going to give them a loan for $250 million on an $18 million property. Yep. So anybody, they would have to go, oh, this is worth 250 million. Will you give us 250 million? And then every one of them under New York law is now guilty of overvaluing that property.
Yep. And they're going to be subject to the same legal troubles that Trump just had. This is incredibly long-term bad for business for anyone in New York State. And they obviously didn't think this through very well, but they're so desperate to get Trump. And Letitia James is so excited about seizing his properties.
Yes.
I mean, she's drooling at the bit. She's already started the paperwork.
Which is what it was all about to begin with.
Oh yeah,
this needs
about being a punishment.
Even if you believe he did something wrong there, the fine for this is in the small millions at most. It is not hundreds of millions of dollars for this. My grandmother had ovarian cancer back in the 80s, recovered, but for months my grandfather had some pain and tried to get the doctors to test him for it. Also, hypochondriacs can be fun. Yeah. Chances are he didn't have ovarian cancer. I mean, there is something to the notion of sympathy pains that people get, but yeah. Anyhow, what? To point out an example of people seeking out more victim status, I have a quick story from earlier tonight. I was at McDonald's and an employee said to a coworker, my mom died of cancer. Coworker replied, my mom died of cancer too. She said back, my mom and dad both died of cancer. Oh yeah. Gotta update that. My mic is not cutting out. My internet is cutting out. We might have to do this one short. This might just be an hour-long show tonight, Jack, because
Boo.
Dude, I'm sorry. I can't help it.
I blame older children.
This also means that my game streaming is going to have to wait until everything calms down. And I really, really, really want to go play Dragon's Dogma, but I'm not playing that until I stream it.
Yeah.
Damn it. I guess I'm going to have to go torture Irish people and Crusader Kings. I was so pissed off. I become king of Ireland, and then all of my relatives conspired against me. And so I've slowly killed them. I killed a baby, dude. That's how pissed off I was.
Wow.
He was the heir to the throne. He had to go. And I killed him before I killed his mother. So that in my world, she had to suffer through that before I killed her. I'm just saying. Yeah, seriously. JB says, yep, that is the Irish for you. I had this thought as I was playing the game. I'm like, this is exactly why England was able to just run roughshod over Ireland for so long. Because these assholes can't just get together and be nice to each other. My ancestors, man.
Wow. Thank you, Evolved Potato. Isn't this a real catch-22 for Trump with challenging it on 8th Amendment grounds? For him to challenge it, you'd have to put up the bond. So to challenge the bond, they'd have to pay the bond. He's going to end up having to pay the bond either way because he can't appeal this. But to challenge it for 8th Amendment, no, he would go through federal court for that.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm breaking up. I'm catching it there too. You're exactly right. The bond is just for the state thing.
Yeah.
The 8th Amendment thing would be the federal court stepping in, probably going all the way up to the Supreme Court, Jack, because if I had to guess, a federal judge would probably be like, yeah, this is too excessive. We're talking about the court for New York, which is what, the 6th?
No, it'd be the 6th is like Ohio, Indiana. It's like the second or third, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not sure which appellate division that is, but they'll probably side against Trump, and then it would have to go all the way to the Supreme Court for cruel and unusual.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, we'd see what happens.
No, I can't
My
do
last
a
thing
sunshine
to talk about real quick. Go ahead, bud.
I can't do a sunshine stream because I have to leave here in like 45 minutes. So it wouldn't be worth it, guys. But I will try and do one this weekend.
My last thing for the night, and I was going to bring it on screen, but we're having so many issues, I'm not even going to do that. A new poll came out, Jack, that's showing Joe Biden and Donald Trump tied at about 44% each on a national level, which is funny because the amount of bullshit the press has pulled for Biden and the fact that we know most polls skew towards the Democrats anyway, this is some severely bad news for the Biden administration.
Yeah.
With you guys going out there telling people that Trump is racist and talking about poisoned blood and he's going to be a dictator for life. And what was their latest nonsense they pulled?
He has dementia?
No. It's going to be a bloodbath. They are trying to push, especially over there on Scarborough, that that Donald Trump is the one with dementia because he actually remembers things. With all of that shit being pushed and Biden to barely be breaking even with Trump is fucking it's fucking bad news for them. Really bad news for them.
Yeah, I was listening to Clay and Buck earlier yesterday, and they were saying how Nevada apparently might be up for grabs, and that's usually a pretty big Dem stronghold. But apparently the Biden campaign is actually really worried about losing because their numbers are so low in Nevada. And that could be a big win for Trump if he manages to grab that one up.
Well, we saw them talking the other day when Eric Holder, that's his name. When he went on with Bill Maher, and Bill Maher is talking about the shift in the black vote. That shifted majorly to where Biden was barely holding it. And if you're paying attention, as I tend to the going-ons of people, there's a whole lot of black folks who are. Why is this happening? We got you guys jobs. I can't buy food. I'm having to steal in San Francisco so I can feed my family.
Well, and your job's probably going to go to an illegal alien if you work at Tyson.
You have the crisis at the border where they're bringing in tons of people, like you just mentioned there. Some specifically just to take over other people's jobs.
Yeah.
And the massive inflation that, yes, inflation has come down from where it was, but never deflated. You can sit there and tell us the economy's stronger than ever, but when I can't buy food, when my grocery bill is 3 times higher than it was just 4 years ago, you're not going to convince me that everything's hunky-dory. I'm sure it is for your really, really rich friends who don't care about a 300% increase. They got the money for that. Most people don't. And this is Biden's real Achilles heel. It's the economy, stupid. It's the economy. The illegals are what flipped black people. They took their welfare money and gave it to them. They're taking their housing from them and giving it to them.
Yeah, Section 8 housing is all going to illegals.
Yeah, it's fucking insane.
People that have waited years on the list. Look, I'm not a big fan of welfare to begin with, but if you waited for like 2 or 3 years to get an apartment that the government's paying for, and then they yank that out from under you at the last minute, that's a huge slap in the face.
Yep. And look, we can talk about welfare in America, but if we're gonna have it, it should go to Americans.
Absolutely.
Can we all agree on that, whether we like welfare or not, that if we do have it, it goes to Americans and not other people?
I mean, I would have thought that's a given, but they're doing the same thing that Europe did, and they're just flipping off everybody that's paying into their social services and giving it to randos that wandered in.
And yeah, this is going to be a big problem for Biden, and it's why we've seen such a push for him, because they know how bad it is. The press knows how bad it is. They see the same polls I look at. They know how skewed they are, the same as we do, Jack.
Yep.
They know, and they are panicking.
Yeah, because they're the propagandists for the Democrat Party.
Yep. And so, like right now, they're pushing up. Trump's so broke. Well, no, is it Trump broke as fuck? That's what's trending on Twitter right now. Because you got to make Trump look like he's a loser, Jack. Because Biden's the real winner.
Yeah,
the guy can't even remember his own fucking name.
Yeah, but the guy that you're persecuting with a bunch of nonsense lawsuits and criminal infractions, that's the real loser here. Right. Okay, guy.
Evolved Potato says, how about your welfare go to an Australian, or one Australian in particular, me? I'll be honest with you. I'd rather it went to you than to the illegals coming across my border.
Damn right. At least you're an ally.
Did you see Pat get called a white man on Twitter the other day?
No, I missed that.
They didn't call him a direct. Pat, what was that? Oh, shit. I forgot what the tweet was that he put out. But somebody said that only white men really are caring about this kind of stuff. I'm like, are you retarded?
Oh my God, did Pat not vote for Biden? Because now he's white or white adjacent.
Let me see if I
Are
can
you
find the
secretly
exact.
Asian?
I'll see if I can find the exact tweet that it was, because it was funny as shit when I saw this dude's response to it. Like, he's a black man, yo.
Like, it's pretty obvious that Pat's black, man. He has his picture in his bio.
Yeah, it's not even like you have to guess.
I guess that's supposed to be an insult.
Yeah, you're just a dumb whitey.
Oh, it was about Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben's logos.
That's what it was. Yes. He put up a thing about all the logos that have been, where they've removed these. Oh, yeah, here we go. Da-da. I will bring the tweet on screen. It'll probably cause my internet to screw up, but just so you guys get a look, you can see he a black man right there. He said, a black woman, and a black man's images were all taken away because it hurt today's generations of white people's feelings. And he's not wrong about that.
That's true. Yeah, that's absolutely on point.
And this guy comes back. The only people that are worried about that is white men. For the record, I just went and found, I just typed in Aunt Jemima is racist. And I found a shit ton of articles from before Aunt Jemima is removed that called it racist. He said nobody was worried about this. The companies did it all on their own.
Bullshit. I don't get the furor over this anyway, because first of all, an Indian guy designed the Land O'Lakes logo, which is perfectly innocuous. It's just some lady holding butter. The Aunt Jemima one, she always looked like a nice lady, and she made delicious syrup. And Uncle Ben feeds me delicious rice. I don't understand the issue here. How is any of this racist? This is black erasure by a bunch of secret racists.
Well, it's because we had black people on there, and so it had to be horrible. It's the same thing with the team mascots, man. Like, now with Aunt Jemima, reportedly that comes from an old minstrel tune. I don't know if it is or not, but even if it did, by the time you and I were born, that's not what it meant. It was just the pancake lady
for my pancakes.
Yeah. And these idiots are like, and it's all just these little honky women who are like, oh my God, can you believe they have that black woman on my pancake mix? She was a slave.
Yeah, it's the same mentality as the Klan. It's ridiculous. I don't care that there's a black person as on the logo of my food. Everybody looked happy. Everybody looked satisfied. They were serving me delicious food. I didn't care. They didn't care. Why are you all bent out of shape about a logo from a company? Who cares? Just give me some delicious. Plus, those Aunt Jemima bottles were fucking awesome. I had like 5 of them. I always thought they were cool.
The old one. You're talking about Mrs. Butterworth, right?
Oh, Mrs. Butterworth. Yeah. Her and Aunt Jemima together.
Yes.
Were 2 of my breakfast champions.
Yeah. The Mrs. Butterworth bottles were cool, man.
Yeah. Aunt Jemima and Mrs. Butterworth were a staple in my house. And we are very lily white. And I will never forget them, no matter how they try to erase them.
Pat says, every time a white liberal woman's feelings are hurt, shit gets erased, and I pointed out, and boy, were they mad. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Oh, is Mrs. Butterworth still around? Oh, my God. Don't tell anybody on the left about her.
I mean, there is the Aunt Jemima brand of the syrup, too, but Mrs. Butterworth is cooler because it's shaped like her with the big old titties. What was I going to say? I got distracted by Mrs. Butterworth's big old titties. Ladies, that's what it's like to be a man. You can get distracted by the titties of a glass bottle. I want to throw that out there.
She was kind of chubby, and she was just like this nice lady that wanted to give me syrup. I don't understand what the issue with that is. She looked like every middle-aged mom in my hometown.
Yeah. She looked like she gave great hugs, man.
Yeah, and she would spoil me with like, here's some syrup. You just eat up.
Yeah.
Nice. She seemed like a kindly grandma type. And I have no problem with that. Aunt Jemima would make me delicious food. She looked like a nice lady. Uncle Ben looked like a nice guy. I would welcome them into my family and be like, thank you for all the delicious things you did. Here's a great Christmas present. This fuck dumb. Stop it. Stop erasing black people off products. Stupid.
Mr. Hughes says boob ADHD. Yes, that's what all men have. Even gay men will look at boobs. They can't help it. It's natural. No,
I just don't
and
get this. Do people complain about Chef Boyardee?
no, man, because he's a honky. He's okay to be on stuff.
Well, he's Italian, so
What we need is all of you people out there who are getting offended for other folks, knock it the fuck off. You probably have long COVID and dying. Let's just change your mind and get you fixated on something else.
right? Stupid.
Yeah, it's
a fucking hobby other than destroying people's shopping excursions. That's brand logo. If you have a brand, you want a recognizable logo. And Aunt Jemima, Uncle Ben, Mrs. Butterworth, Pillsbury Doughboy, who's as pasty as it gets. Those are all recognizable logos. The Quick Bunny, but they've
Trix
tried
Rabbit,
yeah, Trix Rabbit. The McDonald's playground folk. They're recognizable mascots that help sell things, and they've been trying to erase this stuff for years. And I don't understand the hatred of it. Like, why do you hate fun?
Well, it's not about hating fun. It's about getting angry for no reason.
I think for some people, that is how they experience fun.
I guess
their happiness is derived off making other people miserable because they're secretly miserable people. There's nothing that makes miserable people happier than making other people miserable.
We're going to wrap up here because, I'm just having too many issues. But Pat says, white liberals are just undercover racists. I disagree, sir. They are overtly racist. They just get away with it.
Yeah, they're dressing it up better.
They are clearly overtly racist. Oh, God. They don't think you can figure out how to use a computer, my friend. And so you got to be taken care of by us honkies.
Oh, nothing like a little bit of white man's burden sprinkled in with modern progressivism.
I don't want to take care of Pat. I want him to cook me a meal because he's a chef, and I bet he makes good barbecue, man. I'll pay him for it. I'm not like I need a Pat slave. I'm not liberal, but I want to go eat where he cooks.
Hell yeah.
And then we'll go get a drink somewhere. I'll have a Diet Pepsi and I'll buy him a beer, whatever he likes. Because I just want to hang out with Pat. He seems like a nice guy. I don't give a shit what color he is.
Yeah, he's good people. I don't understand. This division crap is tiresome at best.
Look, there's tons of people in our audience that I would love to just sit down and hang out with for a day. Don't get excited, guys. We're not doing that because I'm crippled and kind of a shut-in. But
Pat confirms it. He's cool as fuck.
I'm sure he is. Just when we've gotten to talk to the guy, he's amazing. But we probably only like him because he's a white guy.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
It was said on the internet, so it must be true.
Stupid. So fucking dumb, man.
I just love that liberals come out to bash a black guy for being white as they're virtue signaling their nonsense about the damn whiteys. You literally devalued his race there, you cunt.
It's a lazy attack on somebody. It really is.
It really is. Like, you're
that's
white.
The best you got. You can't argue with the idea, so you got to go after his skin color. I wonder
Pat says it takes a lot of money to maintain this tan.
You got to change the bulbs on your tanning bed every hour.
And it's shit like that makes me want to just hang out with Pat. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about the internet issues. Hopefully the storm will pass enough that we can do a game stream sometime today. I am jonesing to play this game. I've been ready for it for a while, but having it in my library and ready to go and not being able to turn it on is going to make me a little insane. Did you hear about Kotaku employees quitting because they got to work now? Yes. Just real quick, their new boss came out and told them that between them, not each one, but between them, they have to come up with 50 tips articles. They say guides, but their version of a guide is not like, Nintendo Power Guide kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's more like, here's 5 swords you can find in Elden Ring. They have to make 50 of those a week between all of the people there, and the editor in chief. She's like, I just can't believe they expect us to do this. I quit. Well, it's what gaming journalism is these days on the internet, and what you're doing is destroying your brand even worse than you had already with your nonsense backing things like Sweet Baby Inc.
Yeah.
So, just do the character creation. I've already done it because I got the character creator. It was free. I've had my character created. Monkette and Satsuette are ready to go. I named my pawn Satsuette, and it is a white woman running around with a black woman. And that way I feel like I'm actually playing with Satsu, because we usually do play as female characters, me as a white woman and him as a black woman. And so
does
Satsu
the white
and
one
Monkey
tell the black one what to do, like under Jarbo rules?
Well, if you think about it really bad, I get to rent her out to people.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah. Just saying.
Thought that one through, huh?
Do a monkey play thing. I would. I do not want to get started in it and get pissed off and have to stop when I haven't got to do much. So as soon as the weather breaks, we'll be doing the game stream. I should be staying up later today. I got up way too early, Jack. I went to bed at 8. It's like, cool. I'm finally where I want to be. And then I woke up at 2. I was like, motherfucker. So I'm going to try to take a short nap today, just so hopefully the schedule goes right. And I'll be playing video games later today. We'll see what happens.
Cool.
Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you for the donation. You guys are so friend. I just read Evolved Potatoes say you say, so you're pimping out your friend. Yes. Thank you so much for the donations. You guys are so very kind to us. I got to stop reading things when I'm trying to talk.
Yeah, why stop now? Why ruin the bit?
I'm so easily distracted.
No.
It's not just boobs. I'm just easily distracted. Jack, anything you want to chill out, my friend?
I'll drop a link to something, but thank you so much for the donations. You guys are awesome. Thanks for coming out and listening to us ramble.
Man, it's weird that we get a storm that affects both of my internets, but it's doing it on this one. Thank you. So hopefully tomorrow will be better, guys. Thank you for joining us, Jack. A pleasure as always.
Always glad to be here.
Everyone, have a wonderful night. We'll see y'all next time. Take care. Bye now.
Bye, everybody.
I'm gonna sing a song. I was gonna pretend it got cut off and just laugh about it, but that'd be a dick move, and I'm not